Malcolm was 7 for 8 from the floor in the second half. Is he a guy at this stage of career you need to say anything to at halftime, or did you say anything to him?
Yeah, I think one time I thought he forced a shot, and I said, let it come, take the right shots. I can coach Malcolm. Malcolm's a player. He's complete. He's good. He's been through it. But he wants me to coach him. I want to coach him, and I'm going to challenge him defensively, offensively, for him to be his best. And you know, he missed a couple shots, but in the second half he got his rhythm, and I thought, again, he spread out, and that's what I was pleased with, really most pleased with, is how he spread out on Jackson. You saw Jackson look like the young man from Oakland, Felden, I think it is. What is it? Felder, sorry. That ability to do it, and I thought you could see why Notre Dame is dangerous offensively. They can get it going with some threes and string them together, but absolutely an efficient, well-played second half for Malcolm offensively too.
Yeah, Tony over here. Just continuing with what you said about Malcolm finding his rhythm. Early in the second half there, it looked like they maybe went zone, and that's when Malcolm got a couple really good looks, and that's when he found his stroke. Were you guys anticipating that at all? Because it looked like you guys were ready for it right when they went to the zone.
Yeah, well, they played, even in the first half, it was kind of a zone off of a make or a dead ball. They'd fall back into zone, and we were getting some high-low passes in the first half. And then in the second half, they were a little more specific and going zone right away. And, you know, sometimes you just see the ball go through the basket, feet set, and then he got another great look. And then I think he took his third one. It was a quick one, but you know, I think when you hit 2 in a row, that's where you call it a heat check. You know what I mean? And as long as you got room to take it, and but that's where London or whoever made the pass, they shifted it. He hit one, got it to him right away. Next time he found him again, and then after that, I think that got Malcolm going, at least from a shooting standpoint. And I liked how he finished his drives, because he last game he got in there a couple times and missed some, but he was really locked in on finishing with his right and his left as he was driving to the bucket, which is important.
Tony, you got obviously contributions from a lot of people, but Malcolm and Anthony in the first half, Malcolm in the second. When you're in ACC play, are those kind of the guys that you're going to have to ride, and everyone else contributes where it makes sense?
Well, balance. I mean, I think that's this team. You know, you look at what Mike did, and again, they sometimes went with 5 small guys. You know, they put Colson at the 5, and then they had 4 guards, and those were some matchups there. But when they did, I thought we got great contributions. You know, London managed the game well, didn't score as much, and I think that's hopefully becoming a strength of this team, different guys at different times. But, of course, Malcolm's going to score, Anthony, and then it could be any of the other guys which are capable, and that helps us from an offensive standpoint, without a doubt.
Since we didn't get your take after the Oakland game, what are your thoughts on the rebirth of Mike Toby?
Yeah, I thought that was thought he really gave us a great lift, and then again carried it on. And I liked what he did, of course, offensively on the glass, but defensively, I mentioned that when we played Villanova, he allowed us to play one-on-one. I thought Isaiah, Anthony, and Mike played real good position defense when their guy didn't have the ball, and then when they got it, they did a nice job of, we use the term walling, be a wall on wheels, and keeping that guy in front and making him earn some shots. And so to see Mike do that job was good, and yeah, it's, you know, that's why you keep working, you keep playing, and we need his size and his length. And you know, I know you get discouraged at times, but he's worked hard, and it's great to see what he's doing, and we'll continue to need it for sure. And that's, you know, the guys who aren't playing, it's the same message. Hardest thing as a coach is to not be able to play all those guys, but Jared didn't get in today. Marielle didn't play as much after a good game against Oakland. Evan didn't, but those guys will have opportunities. I believe that.
This is sad, but Doug stole my question. But 57% shooting in the first ACC game. What does that indicate to you? Just a good night, or maybe better focus? You know, kind of. You know, this is something you guys have been playing towards and looking towards. Seemed real efficient.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty efficient this year. I think that's been showing, and then obviously tonight, you know, we didn't overshoot the 3, but we got against their zone. I think we got some, you know, right at the rim plays. We got some offensive rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, second chance points for 11 points. And that certainly helps when you get some of those drives. That really, you know, point blank shots make a difference in your percentages. But pretty efficient. I think the last 2 games offensively, the second half of Oakland, and then most of this game, I like the efficiency, and that's what you look for. And you look for low turnovers, and balanced scoring, as we talked about. I don't know who asked that question, to be key. So, yep, I was happy with what I saw, and you have to turn around and do it again in a hostile environment. I understand that.
Efficiency and balance. Did Devon embody those two traits, especially today? 4 assists, no turnovers, and that one possession where the shot clock was winding down, instead of launching, penetrated, got a dunk for Toby with the shot clock at like 2 seconds.
Is that for Darius or for Mike on that one? Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
you're right. Right, he did throw that one. Yeah, and Devon didn't have a great game against Oakland, and so I love that. And again, I think that's why those guys, how they practice staying ready, and you just look at in the moment, how's a guy guarding? Can they keep up and making plays? And I thought he very much so. And those are key contributions for us. Those guys that give us those minutes, those buckets, those defensive gaps in there that help us in a good way. The gaps that you can count on them to get some stops. And I liked what I saw. And Mariel gave it to us the other game.
Did you guys talk about their three-point shooting beforehand? Because I think they're shooting third best in the ACC, but you held them pretty well tonight. Were you happy?
Yeah,
with that?
they've always been a real good three-point shooting team. Last year they were, and I think 1 through 5, their starting 5, they're all capable. Well, I don't think August shoots a lot of threes, but all the other guys can really shoot the three. And so again, it's like Villanova in some ways. You first have to control the paint. You can't let them get in there where they pull you in and kick it out, but then you got to try to be there on catches. I think they missed some rhythm shots in the first half. It wasn't just great defense, but at times I thought we locked down and our offense was good enough and it was a good combination. But I want to see us keep taking steps defensively. And I thought we got a little complacent at the end finishing it. I thought we could have separated a little more, but I'm very thankful for the win without a doubt.
We won't see you before Monday. So Virginia Tech, you hinted at that trip, the quick turnaround. What's the challenge there? And they won their opener today. I mean, do you know anything yet about where they're at?
Well, I know they had some really good players sitting out last year. I know that they've really upgraded their talent. Of course, they'll be well coached. They'll play hard, understanding that environment. Both of us have a quick turnaround. You're going to have to play. This is not tournament. This is ACC ball, and I think you're going to have to be sharp. I think they're doing multiple things defensively, and they have some real capable guys off the bounce and some good recruits that were, again, sitting out. So, I mean, you guys have been down there. You know what kind of setting that is, and just want to go and play quality basketball.
Okay, last question, Jeff.
How much has Isaiah's ability to make that high-low pass and just pass the ball well in general contributed to the offensive efficiency you were talking about?
Yeah, I remember when I was recruiting him, in his AAU team, he played with the Georgia Stars. He played with a big player inside named Noah Dickerson. We were kind of recruiting him first. And watching Noah, I started noticing how active Isaiah was. And, I saw him okay with his shot from 15, 17, but he was a terrific high-low passer. And in the AAU basketball, sometimes, it's not the tightest defense, but he had a knack for making that guy get a ton of buckets. It was just natural, those touch passes. And against the zone, he's done a real good job. And I just think we talk about glue guys, different guys we've had. He's a glue guy. And I think that ability to find people with his passing, of course, be the guy defensively that gets things going, and just his hustle is needed for us.